Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and there's actually Pokemon news to talk about this week. Haven't had any updates on Pokemon Legends ZA or any other game. Might have to wait until June, but at least things are going on and we can stay interested in Pokemon, even if it's just hanging on by a thread. So if you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, comment your thoughts down below, and use code Verlisify for 20% off your G Fuel order. We got the protein coming out May 8th, so you can join that waitlist. It's a 2-in-1 game changer, caffeine plus protein. Also, there's an anime celebration going on right now, so you can find anime-inspired flavors and get all the energy you need for gaming and to stay hype, because we got some hype numbers for Pokemon right now. TCG earned a record $857 million in Japan for 2023, more than Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, and others combined. Pokemon TCG was the #1 selling card game in Japan, so this is just the amount of money in Japan from April 23 to March 2024. This is as much as the next 8 trading card games combined, including Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering, as well as One Piece. TCG also grew its revenue by 37%. Yu-Gi-Oh! Only saw a 3% growth. One Piece tripled though, because an increase of production, and now we're seeing like all kinds of crazy stuff. These numbers are a private report published by Media Create, a Japanese company that tracks analytics, and then we're going to see the Pokemon annual report in May, so those numbers next month will be the worldwide sales. I mean, just like looking at this, like, wow, what do you do? What do you say about that? So Pokemon has seen some significant growth in Japan. Yu-Gi-Oh! Still like pretty good, because you don't think, oh, how popular is Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, making 300 million in revenue in a year. So always been behind Pokemon to some degree, but still pretty crazy. Duel Masters, that's a big Japanese thing. And then One Piece, up to 170 million in revenue. And that's the kind of thing, like, this is revenue. The money earned, it's not the same as profit or how much goes into Pikachu's bank account, so only Pokemon is allowed to know how much profit they have. Then we got some other stuff. Magic the Gathering, not traditionally huge in Japan, still 33 million in sales, 94%, so losing 6%. And yeah, Pokemon craze on TCG, they're capitalizing and it's going crazy. Speaking of the Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Pocket news. It's officially been announced that a company has been set up by the Pokemon Company and DNA starting on April 26, 2024, so very recently. So we have Pokemon Card D Studio. This company is now designed to develop and manage the Pokemon trading card game Pocket, owned 66% by DNA, 33.4% by the Pokemon Company. No more news, but it's like, okay, it's like some things are happening with the control of Pokemon Pocket and all the other things that are going on. This also reminds us of like Pokemon Works. So yeah, the Pokemon Company has tons of subsidiaries. They're being made all the time. They're funneling into other games. We have like 3D Studio. We have Creatures being like the largest one. But things always just kind of happening. So we have like Ilka, DNA, all these collaborations. And then more and more games are coming out from that, hopefully. Pokemon TCG Pocket news soon. I'm guessing there's got to be a Pokemon Presents in June, right? Kind of like the year we had the Pokemon Unite announcement. Who knows? And then Pokemon GO making the news for shenanigans. Fake beaches are popping up online, and you can blame Pokemon GO players. So we have Wiglet being released, but it only appears in beaches. Some people don't have beaches. What's going on? A large and popular open source mapping database used by many companies and apps is currently dealing with a strange problem. Random fake beaches are appearing in places like backyards, church parking lots, golf courses. Community knows who's to blame. Pokemon GO players trying to catch a rare new creature. Wait, how are Pokemon GO players like hacking into Niantic's map and then making beaches? Well, they're not. So how are they doing it? Pokemon GO players are manipulating and editing the real-world map data the game uses to add more beaches in the hopes of catching a Wiglet. Pokemon GO uses OpenStreetMaps, a free open-source map tool that's like Wikipedia but meets Google Maps, all for real-world data locations. Players have figured out the 2 biomes which Wiglet will spawn. They can load up OpenStreetMaps, add fake beaches anywhere they want. So it is frustrating to the people who maintain the large mapping database. But there are problems. If you live in places like Kansas, you'll have to travel to the nearest largest lake or river to catch a Wiglet, or if those lakes and rivers aren't considered beaches, you need to travel even further, possibly the East Coast or the West Coast of the United States, except that's not the case. I was able to see all the spawn locations in Kansas for Wiglet, and I'm surrounded by fake beaches. In an April 27 thread, OpenStreetMap community members spotted the issue of fake beaches and quickly connected it to the launch of the new coastal-only Pokemon. It also helped that some players were creating new beaches in the shape of Pokemon balls, which is pretty obvious hint as to who's to blame for the beaches. The thread is called Beware of Fake Beaches, Pokemon GO. On the plus side, many new editors are adding actual beaches, but they need guidance on how to do it properly. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, might be by pure chance. What they might be doing is finding water in the map and then adding nodes alongside it, tagged with natural beach. They might even be intentionally making some good edits to make our work more difficult. It means we have to review each change to see if it might be valid. Does anyone know what other features are of interest to Pokemon Go players? I've noticed some fake parks being added and dog parks being changed to parks. So dog parks are being changed to parks. I'm guessing that's just like park biome, and a dog park doesn't have any biome thing to it. Some people have been trying to hide them. Most aren't savvy. They just add a random beach and hope nobody notices. And I mean, if it just kind of sends to Pokemon Go and you get a Wiglet before it's taken down, sure. In the past, I believe parks have been the primary interest of players. Not familiar. Like, wow, this just kind of like blew up. That's kind of crazy that the event got so insane. There was enough information in the Pokemon Go community to make this a thing. And how long has this been possible, and how long has it been manipulated? Because there's always been like, yeah, the thing about the parks and a few other things, and maybe someone has just put a random biome in their backyard, and that goes unnoticed because they're in the middle of nowhere or something. That's interesting. And then over on the Pokemon Go subreddit, players are using an online tool to track beaches and coastal areas in OpenStreetMap to find locations where Wiglet might spawn. Some are surprised that golf courses and non-beach areas are marked as beaches. Others seem to know what's up. However, it was pointed out this kind of thing happened when Pokemon Go first released. People started flooding the tool with new schools, landmarks, leading to lots of bans and headaches. This will end in a similar fashion. Yeah, I haven't heard about this part. So new event bringing up old shenanigans. All right. And then when it comes to Pokemon news elsewhere, it's always like Pokemon Go's doing updates, Cafe Remix, Pokemon Masters, like a lot of things are happening. And then when it comes to like the main series games or other stuff, Regulation G, no one cares, everyone's cheating, and no one's playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet anyways. It's actually kind of weird because there's technically more Pokemon news than ever because there's more apps and games that are constantly being updated, but it kind of feels empty because it's like, well, we still don't have any like main series or major Pokemon news, but we never really had that in April, May, or March, or times like that. So just trying to wait on something. Regionals, there's tons of those. TCGs popping off, and now we're just kind of like hoping Pokemon finds itself, and then everyone's enjoying Pokemon again. There we go, guys. That's our news update. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, comment your thoughts down below.